It's Friday Coffee with your mortgage man, Eric. And today we're going to talk about more loan programs. Got some good positive feedback. I think it was 2 weeks ago when we talked about bridge loans. We discussed the two different type of bridge loans that we have in-house. So today we're going to discuss manufactured housing, pre-HUD, post-HUD. What does that mean? Chattel loans, right? We'll go into detail. What does all of that mean? And guess what? We can do them all. But most banks cannot. Most lenders, 98, 99% of lenders can't do all of them. First thing to note, pre-HUD. What is pre-HUD? June 15th, 1976. Keep that date in mind. June 15th, 1976. Any manufactured home manufactured prior to June 15th, 1976 is pre-HUD. What does that mean exactly? Well, on that date, HUD instituted a lot of changes in the manufactured housing environment, a lot more codes and restrictions, and the manufactured homes were built up to better codes, right? Better safety regulations. In layman's terms, it was a fire trap, in layman's terms, pre-HUD. And so post-HUD, June 15th, 1976, and I'd say the vast majority of manufactured housing is of that double-wide manufactured home post-HUD. Anything manufactured after June 15th, 1976, that you can get your normal Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, conventional, conforming, 30-year fixed, VA, and FHA loans on. Easily, for the most part, easily done. Now, you may need a structural engineering report. Be careful, make sure the lender and the realtors know about that. Definitely will need one on an FHA. Might need one on the conventional and VA loan. Won't know really definitively until the appraisal is done. And really, has anything been done to modify the property? Carport put on, attached garage, attached patio, Arizona room, then yes, likely no matter what, conventional and VA loans, you're probably going to need an structural engineering report as well. And I know it sounds complex. I think $450, $500, right? It's not that big of a deal. For the most part, it's to your benefit as a buyer because they're going to make sure your property's level, it's got a good foundation system, the jacks are installed correctly. It really is to the buyer. Right, the more inspections that you pass, your home passes as a buyer, the more sound and safe you should feel, right? Anyhow, that's the first item. An IBTS, HUD data plate, which are just the plates that have the VIN number, serial model number, the date of manufacturing, that are typically put on the on the side of the home, and they usually get removed when they're painting, they're stuccoing, thrown in a drawer, they're forgotten about, nobody can find them, so they got to order them. Usually costs $80, something like that, as long as it's not a rush. But they're really the two items when you're negotiating that can come up. And my advice is to talk about them on day one. Hey, who's going to pay for that if it's needed, right? That's not talk about that later and then you upset someone, right? The buyer or the seller, right? Well, we didn't have to do that the last time, that type of thing. We always hear that. Let's just be upfront about it. Okay, that's your normal double-wide manufactured home post-HUD. What happens if it's pre-HUD? Special financing that we can do. And yes, we can do them. I can do them for you. Now, single-wide. A lot of banks, most banks, I don't know of any bank that can do a single-wide. There are some lenders that can do single-wides. We can do single-wides. Now let's add the layers of risk. Single-wide, pre-HUD. Now you've just eliminated even more lenders that can do that. We can still do that. Single-wide, pre-HUD manufactured home. Now, Chattel. What is chattel? Chattel is basically where you have the manufactured home that's sitting on land that is being leased or rented. That you can move it. Okay, you can move the home and take it to another spot. Okay, it's chattel. And obviously that comes with yet another layer of risk. Can you do chattel? Yes, we can do chattel. 100%. All day long. We can do chattel loans. Can you do single wide, pre-HUD chattel? Yes, we can do that. Now, what happens? Sometimes single wides, pre-HUD, chattel, the loan amount becomes so small that we don't meet the minimum loan amount requirement, which I think we're at about $75,000. But most of the ones that we see, are coming on leased land that it's double wide and it's been fixed up, and the cost of anything in today's world has gone up. So 150, 180, 200,000 is kind of normal double wide chattels that we see, or even single wides with land, 180, 200,000. So we don't see a lot of issues with the minimum loan amounts. But to answer everybody's question, can you do those loans? Yes, we can do those loans. What about manufactured construction? Yes, we can do manufactured home construction loans. 100%, all day long. We can do them. We don't shy away from them. I think the most important thing is making sure that you have a lender that understands it. The verbiage on the extra items that are needed, making sure the realtors know this up front, the listing agent, buyer's agent, right? Knowing, like, if it's chattel, if it's single wide pre-HUD, right? These types of loans, they can be done, but sometimes they take a little bit longer to go through the gauntlet. And here in Arizona, we're quite spoiled because all of us lenders can close a loan in 21 days in today's world, right? It's just, that's how things are. So when you're like, well, that might take 40 days. Oh my God. Well, that's how these loans are. Pre-HUD chattels, single wide, post HUDs. These loans can take a little bit longer to get through the gauntlet. It's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Bottom line is we can do them. We do not shy away from them. We can do all of those loans, manufactured, double wide manufactured, single wide manufactured, chattels, pre-HUD, post-HUD. We can do them all. It's Friday Coffee. Your mortgage man, Eric. 602-757-2171. See ya.